Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is a brand new video, so thank you for coming. If you've not been here before, then my videos are going to be quite a bit based around drama school, acting, but then also some funny challenges and just things that I want to film basically. So this video is going to be a Q&A about what really goes on behind the scenes of drama school, the audition process and just uni life in general. So I asked people on my Instagram and stuff if they had any questions, and so I'm going to be answering them. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos now because I've now paid for my editing software, so that means that I'm going to try and film a video at least once a week, fingers crossed, with assessments, and then in the Easter holidays I'll probably film quite a few just because I'll be bored at home. The first question I got asked was, how do you find budgeting with money and stuff at uni? Personally, I don't write out a weekly budget or anything like that. I'm very careful with my money and I always check my bank account just to make sure that everything's in check. With my food shop, I meal plan, so usually on a weekend I plan my meals for the whole week and make sure I've got all the right foods for those. I try and buy the cheapest food I can of that type, but I'm also very into healthy foods, so I find it quite difficult actually to it's not expensive to eat healthily, but it's cheaper to eat unhealthily. I just try and buy loads of fresh stuff, and then going out, I don't buy any drinks out. I buy drinks and pre-drink and then go out. And then things like clothes shopping, I've had to restrict myself quite a lot, which has been really tough. I've really tried to stop clothes shopping, except I bought some Playboy stuff last week and I love it, but my bank account doesn't love it. Because I'm quite close to London, I do go into London a little bit, usually every few weeks maybe, so obviously transport is quite a big factor. Even travelling home and stuff, always bear that in mind with train ticket prices. If you go and visit your friends at uni, just remember it's gonna cost more than you think, so don't promise everyone you're gonna see them because it's really not realistic. I went to Newcastle in this term and my train ticket cost 150 quid. So as a student, can't really afford that. So maybe bear that in mind. Don't be so hung up on budgeting, but just always be aware of how much money you do have and how much money you're spending on certain things. Don't go out for coffee, don't buy things like that, just buy things you actually need. And then treat yourself occasionally. If you want to go for a meal out after a couple of weeks of not going for a meal out, then do it. But just don't go out for 5 meals a week. It's not realistic and you'll end up at the end of term, like I am right now, with very little money. So that is my advice. What's your weekly schedule like? So at drama school it's kind of more like normal school. So Monday to Friday, and my lessons run from 9 in the morning till 6:10 at night, and I have an hour for lunch. I have a half an hour break in the morning and a 20-minute break in the afternoon. So it's kind of like a school day really. And then on top of that we also have rehearsals. So in the evenings I have a Tuesday rehearsal that's usually about 2 hours long, but it depends what you're involved in at that time. Last term I also did dance classes, so that was a couple of hours a week after lessons of dance class. And then on weekends we don't have lessons, but some people like to rehearse on weekends as well. My course personally has loads of extra work, reading, essay writing, and homework kind of. So in the evenings I'm basically just in my room doing my work, and on weekends I'm doing work as well. But it's all good fun and we're all gonna, be successful people from this, I hope. I do work really hard. I don't really give myself enough time to rest, I don't think. I'm trying now on weekends to balance it out a bit. I also go to the gym. I try and go to the gym. Really try. Don't always make it. Try and go at least 3 times a week. That's my goal, but I'd prefer to go more than that. But the course is very physical anyway, so that's my schedule roughly in a nutshell. I do get some frees, like independent studies, independent rehearsals, but for those I'm just doing work, so yeah, I don't really chill and just watch Netflix like a lot of people do. How often do you go out? Well, As I've said, I'm in at 9 o'clock every morning, so I don't go out in the week. If I did, I'd be stupid. Sometimes people go out to like Spoons, but I'm not a casual drinker at all. Like, I can't really go to Spoons on a Wednesday and be fine on a Thursday morning, because I just won't be. I have to be in bed at like 10:30 latest, so I don't go out in the week at all. We usually go out on a Friday, and we did go out every Friday last time really, but then now we've started not really going out as much. Like, it's not getting boring, it's just I think we've got more work and like everything's starting to be a bit more like of a realisation. This weekend we haven't gone out. It's a Saturday night right now and I'm filming. Next weekend we'll go out. We went out last weekend, so I mean it's usually once a week or once every 2 weeks. So some of my friends who go out like 4 or 5 times a week, I just don't know how they do it at all. I went out for 2 nights out in a row in Newcastle and I got tonsillitis, so here we go. I can't hack it. Is it easy to make friends? It's not. Nothing's easy. You have to put in a lot of effort to make friends at uni. It's the same as school. I mean, it's not as easy as school, because in school you're given class, like you're given your class and you all kind of just become friends, whereas here you've got your flatmates, and I'm so lucky with my flatmates because we're all really good friends, and then you've got your course mates, but my course is so interactive with each other that we all just get on really well, and we all have to get to know each other because we're working in an environment where we're together for like over 40 hours a week with the same people, so we're all like really close and it's really nice. So I'm very lucky in that sense. But if I was in a more normal uni education, what I've said to my friends who have struggled with like making friends is just try and join in as many societies and stuff as you can, and like really get yourself out there, and also just be yourself. It sounds so cliche.
So cliche.
But I think the first term it took me a really long time to find my feet here, and I think it's because at drama school there's so many people who are very eccentric and confident and loud, just like most places, but I think with drama students it can be a bit more, and so it felt very overwhelming at first, and I was like, whoa. And also I'm one of the youngest people here, which it's not a bad thing. Like I'm quite mature, so it's not that I'm bothered about being with older people, but I just felt quite young compared to a lot of people, and I didn't know if they wanted to be friends with me and stuff. So yeah, I think just get yourself out there, be yourself, just be confident in yourself as well, because if you look shy and nervous, no one's really going to come and speak to you. Just make an effort and go and say hi to someone. Yeah, I think just be really open and try and make friends. Do you get homesick, and how do you deal with it? I've never really been one to get homesick throughout my life, like going to sleepovers and going on holidays and stuff without my parents. When you're really stressed, or if you get ill or something like that, all you want is your own bed and your pets and your parents and your siblings to just like be there. I just FaceTime them. I don't really get like homesick, I just kind of miss my bed a little bit because
I don't like this single bed behind me.
It's not nice. I miss my friends a lot, but we try and FaceTime as much as we can, but everyone's so busy. It's just so weird because I never thought I'd be the kind of person that didn't want to FaceTime my friends all the time, but I'm just so busy in my own life that it's actually really difficult. But you've just got to understand that actually you're all doing it and it's not personal. And when you see each other, you'll just have so much to catch up on and everything goes back to normal. It's not like,
oh, you didn't speak to me for 2 weeks, now we're not friends.
It's not like that. That's not really homesickness. I've kind of gone off on a tangent. It's nice to go home sometimes, but I think also in first term, try and stay at uni as long as possible. Once you've like got your core friends and everything at uni, then it's kind of easier to go home for a weekend and come back and stuff like that if you ever get homesick. It also helps if you're closer to home, I guess. What is freshers like? My freshers is probably different to everyone else's. There's not that many people here compared to like a big uni with like 50,000 people. We didn't go out every night like most unis, which was a bit
boring. I can't believe I just said that.
It was actually really fun. My freshers was fun. The first night was mad, like just trying to meet loads of people. We had like different activities in the evenings to meet people and like an open mic and stuff like that. It was really good. We had a big course meeting, so I got to meet everyone on my course, and then me and my flatmates became quite close quite quickly. It was a lot more chill than I thought it was going to be. I'd say with freshers, just do as much as you can. You'll be knackered, but just do as much as you can and speak to as many people as you can. Don't just find like 2 friends and stay with them. Like, honestly, just say hi to anyone. Try and get people on social media straight away. And it sounds stupid, but if you want to speak to someone in the second week, you can just message them and be like, oh, do you want to meet up? And you've got the connections already, and you can say, oh, I met you in Freshers Week. It'll just make life easier.
My camera just decided to stop, so that's lovely.
I love my lessons. I don't know which one my favourite is. I have quite a few favourites, so I guess stay tuned and I'll tell you at the end of the year when we've fully finished the year. At the moment, I'm absolutely loving articulation, but that's because I've always loved doing accents, so it's us learning how to do different accents and really going into detail. You wouldn't imagine how much detail, the tongue and the throat and the air coming out of your mouth and where it resonates. It's a lot of detail, but I absolutely love it, and it's actually made me consider, if I can somewhere, do a master's in...
I haven't even researched it yet, there probably is one.
But a master's in some sort of voice and articulation work or accent work, something like that, because I think it's fab. Advice of successfully getting into drama school through auditions. So my main advice for auditions is be yourself again. Be yourself, because if you're not yourself, they'll know. They can see people putting on a front, they can see people trying to be over the top. Just literally go in and be yourself and be so comfortable. If you're really nervous, they're not going to warm to you. You've just got to relax and just walk in as if you're walking into your house. That's my main piece of advice, because the auditions that I walked in like that were so much more successful than the ones that I walked in really nervous with one of my parents taking me to the door. Like, no. Don't do it. Make sure your monologues are right for your age and you as a person. I did Juliet, and most places will tell you
do not do Romeo and Juliet,
which I think's stupid because it's one of my favourite plays and Juliet is one of my dream roles. Actually, I chose Juliet as a massive risk. Here I am. So stay true to your guns, and if they ask you why you chose that character, you can tell them why, because you relate to that character. You want that character as a main role in the future, you know, all these different things. So really choose your piece as well. Speak to as many people as you can at auditions. It's great networking with people that you might see again. You never know, they might join, you might get into the same place, you might have another audition together. Try and remember people's names. You could be in a different year group at the same drama school one year, so like, really network. Apply to places that you actually want to go to. Don't apply somewhere just because your friend said it's good or anything like that. Do your research, make sure you go to the auditions that you want to go to, and don't have any regrets about ones you didn't apply for, or don't apply to ones and spend the money to go to an audition that you're going to not enjoy and you don't even want to go there. That's a huge piece of advice. Also, when you're there, if you don't really like the vibe of the drama school when you're at the audition, you're probably not meant for that drama school. They all give you a different feeling, and if you don't feel like you'd fit in there, then I'd really say if you get a place, don't go there, because you've got to spend 3 years there. And if you're not going to enjoy it and you're not going to feel like it's a kind of homely place to you and you're going to enjoy the training, then don't go just because you've got a place. Think about different questions that they might ask you if you have an interview stage, just because if you don't, I've seen people who have completely crashed at that stage. Just things like, who's your favourite actor? Make sure you know that sort of stuff, like it's your opinion and they might ask you it. A lot of places ask questions like that, so just be prepared. Also be prepared for your monologues to be absolutely, completely and utterly changed. Practice doing them in different ways. Get one of your friends to say, do it as an orange. Like, drama schools do crazy things with you. That's my advice for auditions. And also, don't get upset if you get rejected. It's an industry where you're gonna get rejected so much that you can't cry like a baby every time you get rejected. You just gotta think, oh well, they're the ones missing out, or maybe I wasn't right for that school, because they know who they want. So don't take it personally. Just really keep your chin up and keep going. It's funny because I applied to 9 schools last year and I had 7 rejections, and it was my final 2 auditions that I got places in. The more you get used to it and the more relaxed you are, just keep going, keep going, keep going, and never just give up, because that is not what an actor is like as a person. You really have got to have this absolute motivation behind you to achieve your goals, otherwise you're never going to get parts that you want or be in the play that you really want to be in life. I've just talked about the last question was audition process. How was it? Just stay smiling, be strong, keep going, keep working on everything,
And be yourself.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember, give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you've got any other questions that you want answering in a future video. If you've got any other video suggestions, that'd be great. Subscribe to my channel. And if you want to follow me on social media, it will be at the end in my outro. Thank you very much.